was raised on insanity. I planned to challenge conformity and managed to be 16 with no parents looking for hope. Fell for movie screen tropes, didn't pan out to be the plan to be. Props to my property. Eternity was perilous, sparse and scandalous. Grand level never meant to spend a night with heroin. Heroism in that gun. My father never promised to promise. Probably afraid to be honest. He collaborated with much the same fate would be fed on my plate. His wisdom was greeted too late. Generation X was given the same hurt. Separated my mind from my heart. Stole the emotion from my scars. Guarded my garden with needles, and narcissistic mothers kept them sharp. My mom was never a mama, just a worker who spread her love sparse. Mainly children who saw abuse pretended to be gone. Savor friendly faces and safe safes with intent of keeping relatives distracted by rich people amazement. I'm amazed that despite me being a woman, I had the most balls of anybody who would call. Fuck you all. I raised you in a climate of upside down churches. Pressed on and left this circus. World was toward, though purpose was far from in a relation. Now I'm in a relation. Time went by, my dreams were draped in being touched and abused by who disrespected me. They told me it rains when it's blue. My water broke, tears began to flow. I made a plan and fled to home, just to be served undeserved justice. Declared guilty by 333. Went back inside walls that were never meant to be. Though my walls flooded with joy on June 4, 2009, I found a reason to live for my beautiful baby boy. But surrounded by environments that I didn't envy, I searched for rehabilitation and retirement from being hungry. Endured plenty bullshit from messages full of resentment to being taken advantage of. Inside of being safe, not knowing fully what love is. I might have made some mistakes, but now I've been taken to a haven for what they
Talks about what inspires to ignite a desire to remain full of tranquil without
tranquilizers. Known to me, I may have overstepped and stepped on the fire. I need my boys to have a role model that provides. And for a night I was murdered for the 9th month left to confine. What's left of my creations or what I found was elation. Never even had a hunch, but now guilty is named on my smile. Because after a while he told me what he gone through was exactly what I wanted to stay away from. Truly apologies, my son.
Deal with that? Were there any therapeutic ways for you to heal yourself?
I smoked weed, I hung out with the
drug dealers and
criminals. I got
that made you feel better?
Interestingly enough,
yes,
because they have those same problems and they found a way to get out of it. As a kid, this is what I was thinking.
And so did you end up selling drugs also because those were your
I think I tried selling drugs for maybe 2 weeks. Then the dude was like, "Oh man, give me my drugs back," because I didn't know how to do it. I sell, somebody didn't pay me back. I'd be like, "Oh, it's okay."
Smoke most of it?
Yeah, no, I never smoked it.
Never smoked it.
I just be like, "It's okay, you don't have to pay me back." Dudes would give me their watch and say, "Give me this amount for my watch."
Like a pawn shop all
Yeah, and I give him his watch back, and he didn't give me no money. So dude's like, "No more for you." So then the dope dealers used to just look out for me when I would come back from school. They'd just give me money and be like, "Don't get involved with this. Get out there, do your dream."
My eyes open 1985. I was destined to be destroyed and betrayed by the age of 5. My home was frivolous and counterfeit, fit to make relations decline. Middle fingers to the sky. Marathons of life lessons took the drive. Radius of red on ifs that never caught a fire. I decided to try and gain all the fluid and the lighter to calm the light inside. I'm a movie personified. The only to come up never arrived. Look at me, I can drive without a license. Mortified by my mother's love. Crash outs for cash just to have moms to divide the pie. Split between childhood travesty and plastic caskets sacred to the hood to be. The hood and me took my canvas and 16 inked by the age of 16. Simplicity was not on the table. My hair was a savior. Entangled in amazement, I met my bitch who wanted to make it. Rocky relationships always had me on my compressed compartment. Introverted to the smallest of things I think it started. When I paid the fines to have conditional love, I never had examples to show me growing up. Regret omitted in the change I so wanted, but I did journeys through it all. Have you ever seen a trigger at the fingertips in control of whose world to follow? Women come and go, only this time my hollow sense of fear is called home. Have you ever seen men dressed in apartments with bars? I was the farthest of a man who could be a father. Sexually touched and abused by my own, I had no one to call on. Afraid to be a man with vulnerable attributes, my sense of day-to-day hardened. Unsure if I wanted my children to follow suit. I was afraid to make them indestructible, so became a pupil to a promise. February, anniversaries advertising a beautiful legacy, loyal and utmost gratitude to the most important. The forgery of lost ways at every way, my father's trauma embedded into the genes I carry. I fell astray, I hear hallucinations, no time to process what they say. I turned violent as skies turned gray. Emotions slowly became stripped from being okay. I found misled onto an island where all is to judge pain. Where I am is silent because of pills that so desperately I tried to escape. Full circles in my ways, candles my past paints a portrait of poor treatment. Shadow shows a smile covered in issues that never healed. I lift up every day and I find it hard to feel when I never had the sense until it was ripped away. As I get older with age, my thoughts start to be empathetic with pessimism replaced by euphemism. I don't hold it against my family, I hold it against the places we were placed in by the make-believe. My fragrance isn't a blatant thing, just look at my agency.
Just look at my agency.
What was that like to have a mother who was addicted to crack?
I love my mom. She the bomb to me, so
I know
love
she
all
is
her
now,
mistakes.
but what about then?
It was hard. It was hard because, you know, she was my hero.
Did you ever have any temptation with crack?
Never, ever, never. My father died like that, but the man that I knew was my father. The man that I knew died. The man that I knew was my father, he died with cocaine. So
I come from climates where the answer to paranoia is guns to violence. The mild days from that to being witch topics and documentary. The documents say that we were doomsdayed into becoming a shoegaze. I run from climates where I'm treated like a client. The diagnosis is static to the point of vision getting erratic. Glasses were useless within the sight of glasses. The spontaneous addict. Disguised as adventurous, how come we'll never find it? The pieces put together, the information tether. I'm trying to make all the right alignments. The allowance of an allowance is the gift to be founded. The trials must lead to a fountain. The hopefulness that I stay sober in the consideration of the lineage I'm so close to. The innocence isn't lost as long as I stay potent in the poetry. I'm supposed to be a poster of the possibilities I hope to. Everything is a drug as long as it's toxic love. I wonder if anyone ever gets addicted to be grown up.
I wonder if anyone ever gets addicted to being grown up.
Or frowns the only thing around. Even when I get a hug, I feel like I play pretend. When I press play on the day, I wake up, realize there's no point except the one that keeps from a faithless jump. Bridging gaps and burning last. I keep saying I'm so great,
But is that really a fact?
I hate the opinions that are in mind, even if they align. Just feels like agreement is the only way a relationship will be fine. Feminist cigars seem like the only way anxiety would go away. Walk down the street in peace and quiet please, and all eventually falls down like Kanye's mind. I wrestle myself all day about silly shit. Things don't respect me, so I don't respond to the peace. I'd rather distract myself on the movie screens. Act like I actually know shit about the world to come across more plural. But the only referral is to the clothes and acts on the mirror. I still have a long way to go until these words become purposeful.
Let the instrument